Hello everyone, it's SpawnPoiint, and within the last 24 hours, PlayStation announced a pretty concerning price update for the PS5, and I wanted to talk about it today because it's bigger than just a price increase. So yesterday on Friday, PlayStation officially shared this post over on X saying important price update for PS5 and PlayStation Portal, and I had a link off to their blog which basically went ahead and confirmed the rumours that we'd all been seeing over the last week. And that means Sony is increasing prices globally, including the UK, US, Europe and Japan for all PS5s and the PlayStation Portal. And depending on where you are, some of these increases are pretty big jumps. So the PS5 digital will be £520 or $600, which is an increase of £160 or $200 since launch. The PS5 disc version will be £570 or $650, up £120 or $150 since launch. The PS5 Pro will be £790 or $900. That is up £90 or $200. And then the PlayStation Portal will be £220 or $250. So a slightly smaller increase of £20 or $50. So yeah, not great timing if you were on the fence or currently saving to buy one, because PlayStation have just moved the goalposts even further away for you, especially the digital PS5, which is now a 50% increase over launch. Now, the only fortunate thing is these prices do not kick in until April 2nd, so it's only a week away right now, but it might give you a little bit of time to buy one before then. But the thing that makes no sense to me is if you bought a PS5 back in 2020, it is worth more today. I mean, sure, not technically because it's 5 years old and second-hand, but the fact is over the life cycle of the PS5, it is mad to think that this thing has almost appreciated and gone up in value. I'm pretty sure consoles are supposed to get cheaper over time, not go up. And that has always been the deal. You wait a few years and pick up the current gen console or a super cheap bundle that comes with a few games and extra controllers. We saw this back on the PlayStation 4, and I'm really surprised to see the PS5 has had yet another price increase. Now, you might ask yourself, why has this happened? Well, Sony's official reasoning behind the price increase is global economic pressures. And to be fair, there are a few real things going on right now. RAM and storage costs have gone up. We know this is already affecting the PC market, and a lot of that supply has been blamed on AI. I don't know, I agree that costs are increasing, but do they actually need to do this? Because this generation, let's be honest, has been incredibly profitable for PlayStation. You've got digital game sales, microtransactions, PlayStation Plus subscriptions, and more people than ever are buying digital games. Which, let's face it, it means more money going directly to PlayStation and not to the high street or retailers. That is a huge win for PlayStation, plus you can buy pretty much everything direct from them on their own website. Again, cutting out the middleman altogether. So the question does become, is this something that they have to do or something they are just choosing to do? Because traditionally, as we all know this, consoles are sold at a low margin, often at a loss just to get people into the ecosystem. Then the real money comes in later down the line. I think that's why this feels a little bit different this time and why it shocked so many of us today. Now, of course, I've already got the console, so this will not impact me personally, and maybe you're watching this right now with a PS5 sitting in your setup. But for those still saving up to buy one, the hundreds of dollars or pounds increase is going to make it even harder to want to upgrade from the PS4. Because if you do look back at pretty much every generation, prices drop over time, consoles become cheaper, more players jump in later, and sales sort of continue right up until the end of that generation. Whereas now at year 6, we are seeing a price increase. And that is honestly unheard of. It also changes the usual "I will wait for a deal" mindset, as it feels like you need to buy one today. Now, I did take a look at some of your comments on my short yesterday, and the reactions from you guys is pretty valid as well. You were saying, I will just wait for a PS6, I might as well go for a PC at this price point, and this late in the generation, a price increase is crazy. And honestly, I get it. There is zero consumer or gaming advantage here. We are all losing out on this price increase. If you've not got one yet, this will either force you to upgrade this week, or you won't bother at all. But the problem with the "I will just wait" people, this isn't good for PlayStation. They might end up stalling sales, and come April might see a sudden decline or gap in sales altogether. But just hear me out for a second, because I've got a theory, and that's that Rockstar will be making a new announcement or update in April with some kind of PlayStation exclusivity or marketing push that basically makes the PS5 the console to play it on this year. Everyone will then want or need a PS5 to play GTA 6, and Sony will make even more money in sales. So, by increasing the prices this side of any big announcement, looks proactive on their part rather than only increasing it once the big news comes in. Now, of course, this is just a theory though, and it would definitely scream greed if that is the case. Now, although I am totally shocked and pretty disappointed that PlayStation are increasing their prices, we have still got some awesome games coming out and ones that are already on the PS5 worth playing. We've got Wolverine, Spider-Man, GT7 and so on. Now, I'm not saying that the price is justified at all because it's not, but it shouldn't take away the fact that we have got some awesome games to play on PlayStation, which means if you want to play these games, you're going to need to buy one anyway. But there is a bigger problem with this price increase for the PS5 and the PS5 Pro more specifically, is it sets a precedent for the PlayStation 6 and it's not good news for any of us. Even if you've got a PS5 and you don't really care for today's news because, well, it won't affect you, well, the PS6 is going to cost a lot more. If they can get away with $900 for the Pro, well, the PS6 will end up costing north of $1,000, maybe even $1,200 at launch. Which, if that is the case because they've tested it with the PlayStation 5 Pro, we are approaching decent PC money. Now, I did mention the prices are going up, but this doesn't kick in until April 2nd, so at the time of making this video, that is 5 days away from now. So you've still got time to grab one if you need one before that price increases. I've also had a look around and local retailers already have decent sales on both the PS5 and PS5 Pro, and hopefully they won't change their prices immediately in April. Either way, if you are on the fence, now is definitely the time to buy one, or you might be better off just saving your money and putting it towards a PlayStation 6. Just to help you out though, I have linked to some PS5 offers below that I found, but make sure you check your own sites out too in case you can find them cheaper. But in summary, this isn't just a simple price increase, it's a whole shift into a new price bracket for console gaming. If you've got a PS5 already, well, you're fine, but this could make the PS6 even more expensive when it drops, as it won't look much more expensive than the Pro. And then if you've not got a PS5 yet, you've got a pretty big decision to make over the next week. But let me know what you guys think. Is this price justified, or is PlayStation just pushing it a little bit too far? Now, if you drop a comment below telling me if you've got a PS5 already or if you're still waiting to buy one this year, I'll give you a thumbs up for staying right till the end. And if you did enjoy today's video, check out my top games video next, as it covers the 10 top games to play next month. Well, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and follow me everywhere. Until next time.